Um, no, I don't want this. Jack 7. No, sir. Uh-oh, the queens. Got 2 people out already. King 9. I won't call a bet with that. Hello. Hello everyone as you join the stream. This is kind of an impromptu stream. I didn't really like advertise this or tell anyone about it. So we'll see how many people show up. I think I don't know about this. I think I can raise with this. My position is bad. But it's a good hand. Alright, so do I continuation bet? If he checks, there's only 3 people in the pot. I'm gonna bet. All in. That means I guess I have to fold. He probably matched one of the cards. That's fine. I'll take the free flop. Got nothing. Sorry I didn't stream last week. I don't think I streamed last week. Yeah, I feel like Sunday is not a great day for the normal stream. I might change it. I'm gonna fold. This is also sort of an experiment to see how many people will come to the stream that's not advertised at all. I feel like if I raise, this dude's gonna call. I don't want to just give him a free pot though. Snatch up them blinds. Let's go. Pocket 9s. All right, do I call that raise? It's 300. If I hit the set, it'll be worth it. So I have top pair. This guy raised though, so he's got something. Yeah, he's probably got a high pair. I think I have to fold. He's probably got like queens or something. That's one of those things. If I would have got the three of a kind on the nines, I could have took like all his chips. So you have to like go for it sometimes. Hello everyone. Welcome to my impromptu stream, my impromptu poker stream. I'm pretty sure it's okay to live stream poker. This is a sit and go, which is kind of like a mini tournament. It's sort of like what you would do. I mean, if you've played online poker, you know what a sit and go is. But if you don't know what a sit and go is, it's just one table, usually one table, and it's just you play until only one person has all the chips. So it's sort of like a mini tournament, a one table tournament. What is this in aid of? What do you mean? What is what in aid of? I'm just streaming. I'm just live streaming. Okay. So the blinds are getting higher, so I have to start. I don't think this is good enough to open with. I have to start playing more aggressive. I'm not great at poker. I want to get better at it. But you know, this is like very low stakes, so most people aren't good. What did I have for breakfast this morning? I actually had Taco Bell for breakfast. Some leftover Taco Bell that my brother brought me. Wasn't my ideal, but that's what I had, so I might as well eat it. My power went out last night and it was out all night, so I basically had to throw out all my food, which kind of sucked. Fuck, man. I don't know. See, I don't know how to play that. I guess I'm in middle position. That's pretty good. I guess that's decent enough to raise in middle position, but when you get like a semi-decent hand in like early position, it's like I don't know what to do. But everybody folded, so. Yeah, big tournaments are exciting. It's just like you win so rarely that it's like, or you cash, or at least maybe I'm just bad, but it seems like you cash so rarely that it's like anticlimactic a lot. Climactic. You gonna fold to me? Let me take those blinds. I'll take it. I have like a big stack because I won a big hand early in the match, which I wasn't streaming when that happened. I'll take the free flop. 9-7 jack. I'm not gonna play with this guy. I don't know. I don't want to play with this guy. You can have it, brother. 7-4. You can. Hello, Zara. I used to play a lot of poker, but I stopped. Well, mainly I stopped because it became illegal in the United States. or at least online poker did. See, this is one of those things where if it folds to me, then I can raise for sure. Well, I think I would raise any hand if it folds to me. This is a tight table, dude. No one is playing anything. Usually these sit and goes, everyone's just throwing chips around. This site, this site, Global Poker, I guess the legality of it is iffy, but they believe they found a loophole. I'm just gonna try to take down this pot. 5-3. He's going for the straight. Gotcha. I mean, I think he probably had to go all in there. He probably shouldn't have called in the first place, but you know, whatever. Deuces. Should I just call? Well, no, I want to take these blinds. Give me a deuce. Fuck. People don't like to raise pre-flop, so I'm not sure what to do. Cause it's like if you have a queen, you raise pre-flop. He probably had 3 of a kind there. He's trying to trap me. My dad's the best professional poker player in Ireland. He used to play 12 games at once. Yeah. Can I call a raise with this? I don't want to. Yeah, I want to get to the point where I can. I mean, I think that's the only way you can literally make a profit playing poker is if you play multiple games or playing online poker. You're playing a whole bunch of games at once. I like these sit and goes because you can cash a lot. You don't make a lot per game, but you cash more often. There's a lot of people to act. I need to just let these people knock each other out. I think first through third in this gets money. Well, obviously you want to get first. All right, we're down to 5. I don't know. I think I'm playing too tight actually, because this table seems pretty tight, pretty passive. So I should probably be playing more aggressive, right? This guy raises when he has cards, I think, or he may just play really aggressive. I need to pay attention to what he's doing. Never played poker? Poker's pretty fun. It's a pretty cerebral game. I like it. Oh, this guy's just trying to take down everything. See, I don't know. I think I want to call that, or do I 3-bet that with Ace Jack suited? Let's go for it. The fold. Maybe calling was better. See, those little minute plays, those are things I need to work on. But I won the pot, so I'll take it. Like I think these guys are just pretty passive. This guy Froggy, He's a little bit more crazy. No, I'm not playing 2-4. Oh, what's up, dude? Oh, JMB. What was your name? What's your name again? Is it Jacob? I forgot. Is that right? Ooh. You can have that, buddy. I think maybe that was a rage all in. I should have called it. I would try to play 2 at a time, but I don't know if I could play 2 and stream at the same time. What's up, Basic Butch? Let me get that young free flop. Got the top pair. I want to do half the pot. I need to also work on my betting amounts. Right now I have just very standard betting amounts, but there's probably a lot more you can do with it. Oh my god, does he have a king? I feel like I keep betting. Give me some time, good god. I should have bet a lower amount. I probably should have bet a lower amount. Extract some more chips from him. Really, man? You gonna make me give this guy the fucking blinds? I don't want to play this hand, though. Alright. Is this for real monies? Technically not, but technically yes. Global Poker has like a sort of a weird system that they use to sort of get around the US poker laws. I feel like I need to try to steal the blinds, but I'm just gonna, oh, I waited too long. Doubling your flop bet on the turn makes them fold like 75% of the time, and you folded your pre-flop raise earlier. Yeah, okay. What's up, Cygnus? So the way this works is you're technically playing for their in-game currency. They have an in-game currency called sweeps cash or something. But you acquire that in-game currency by paying with real money. So it's like ultimately you can win real money. Fuck. Okay. I was talking. I feel like I probably should have tried to take the blinds with that. So we'll see. If Global Poker gets shut down in a couple years, although they've been going pretty strong for a few years now, so I don't like this position. Okay. I just want to put some money in here. This game's boring. Let's play some poker, gentlemen. And ladies, probably. No one wants to play poker. Cool. Yeah, I was hoping someone would be watching. I don't know if it's like... if it's against the rules to have people helping you when you're playing online poker. I'm not gonna call your raise with this. Maybe not. Because it would be the same as someone being in the room with you, right? I just feel like at this point I need to be playing a lot more aggressive and stuff. But I can't call raids with mediocre hands. Yeah, you have to definitely control your emotions when you play poker. Damn, I would have flopped a 3 of a kind with aces, dog. But you can't be results oriented, huh? Although, well, his hand was better than mine, but only by a little bit. You can bring cheat cards for blackjack. Yeah. So I think Froggy One is just playing just pure like if he has a good hand he plays, and if he doesn't he folds. Alright, nice continuation bet. I'm gonna see the card. God. Alright, I'm gonna drop out this pot. Yeah. Oh, A6 does beat Queen King, even Queen King suited? What is this? 1500 raise. Good God, boy. I think he's just trying to steal the blinds on that one. Good God, man. Now everyone, I don't know if they're just catching good hands or if they're just like trying to get the blinds. I'm beginning to get bullied. Okay. See, let's see. I have to find a strategic position to get in the pot. I can do it too. Oh, this is the bubble. I didn't realize that. And I have the smallest stack. And he's. Alright, so I might have to start shoving. Yeah, I should be shoving. What the hell am I doing? I feel like I have to call this. Need some more time. She hasn't gone all in before. I don't know. I'm gonna call it. I might be done here. High card? Yeah, boy. Let's go. Now I got the big stack. Just like that. See, people just make some weird plays. I mean, maybe that was a good play. But it's like, why would she just randomly shove? Like, she hasn't shoved her, like, at all before that. She raised a couple times. But then she just randomly shoves, like, goes all in. Like, what the hell? Oh my God. I don't think I can call that. There's just, like, no chance of me having a hand. This guy's kind of pissing me off. The check? Let me see. Hold on. Alright, fuck it. I probably should have bet. Let me put some money in there, see what happens. Okay, yeah. See, it's like in hindsight, it's obvious I should have bet, but it's like, fuck. So we're in the money, my friends. And at this point, I'm just gonna try to take like all of the blinds. I'm playing against human beings, I believe. If he shoves, I call. He calls. Whoo. See, that's a bad flop. So last time, hold on. Last time he checked, he didn't have anything. He could be fucking with me though. Okay. Call it P. Swaney. He went all in. See, I feel like, I don't know the rules about this, but I feel like when you have the big stack, sometimes you just call all ins even if you don't have a great hand. Fuck it, let's go. Give me a 7. Alright. That's fine. I feel like you have to do that though, just to like increase your chances of making more money. I could be wrong though. I hope they're not watching the stream. Because I started the game before I started the stream, so they wouldn't know it's me. Wait, I'm not ready. We're in a good position to win this one, my friends. So I'm definitely calling all in with this. I feel like I've gotten a lot of good hands this game. See, well, that's not a good hand, but I'm still gonna raise. See, this guy, he's just waiting for something to go all in with. And hopefully, I have something I can call him with so I can just put him out the game. Jack 4 suited. Fuck it. He got the 5. I need a jack. Let's go. No 6. Let's go. All right. Second place, guys. So I think I just try to put them all in every hand, really, with any 2 cards. He has an ace. Give me an 8 or 10. Okay, never mind. He got a straight. Cool. Well, now not so much putting him all in. Maybe I should have 3-bet that. Let's see. Okay. So I literally think this dude only plays when he has good cards. I'll give him that. 210 is just way too bad to call with. Let's see. Now they're giving me the bad hands. I feel like maybe I should just put them all in every time. Every time I get like a decent hand. Oh, fuck. Dominated. Okay, let's go. Okay, never mind. 8. Fuck, that was bad. Well, you know, it's all good. No. The pot is already... Well, I'll read that in a sec. This is intense. 2-7. Come on, bro. I hate folding heads up. Yeah, I'm basically going all in every time here. Am I done for? No, I got the 10. Poker's so weird, guys. So it's like whether I have the big stack or the small stack. I need to just put them all in every time. 7, queen. We're just trading chips. I don't want to play this hand. Okay, you just gave it to me. Cool. Fuck this. I probably shouldn't fold that actually. I think you need to play that. That's my bad. Cause it's heads up, you know. Ace 5. Do I put them all in or do I bet? Let's just bet. So basically, I'm gonna have to wait till he gets a good hand and hope my hand is better. Two or 4, let's go. He keeps winning the coin flips. I guess they're not really coin flips, but he only plays when he has a good hand. So I just have to wait until I have a good hand at the same time that he does. In the meantime, I can snatch up all of the blinds. Should I fold that? Should I call it? Fuck. I feel like I'm gonna bet and then lose. I'm just gonna fold. Got the straight draw. Let's put some money in there. I want to 3-bet this dude. Let's do it, man. Let's do it. Let's do the damn thing. No jacks. Diamond. Did I win? I won the game, y'all. Hey, I won. All right, let me read what you were saying. If the pot is already 1,000 and they all in 2,000, you can call 2,000 if it's affordable because you're an average of like 35%. Okay, yeah. So I guess I just need to keep the math in mind. But yeah, just from like watching other players, I know like sometimes it's just profitable to just call with any two cards if you stand to like win more money. Um Poker is one of those games that's really easy to learn, but it's like hard to actually master and be good at. So that cost 50 sweeps cash, which is equivalent to 50 cents, and I won $2.25. Okay, why is it showing that window? We can try to find another one. Hopefully there's nothing incriminating on the screen. I don't think so. Learning how to play fighting games. I was just watching a guide on Squiggly. She's a hard, complex character to learn. Yeah, I mean, I feel like she's not that complex. All right, let's move that out of the way. Um, I don't know. You just learn the combos. I don't know, but yeah, there's probably easier characters. I mean, I think Philia is supposed to be this sort of standard basic character. Cerebellum is pretty easy. How do you make real money in this? You buy the in-game currency and try to make more of it, and then later you can uh, trade the in-game currency for cash prizes. Well, yeah, combos is literally just a bunch of practice. You just do it over and over again until it's muscle memory. Is this a? Oh, it's another 9 stack. But there's so much more of the fighting games than learning the combos. So I would say like just get in there and start fighting people. Like like if you learn defense, if you master defense, you can probably beat people even if you haven't mastered the combos. The combos are like the fun part, doing all the damage. Or just like learn one basic combo that's easy for you to do, and then just learn how to defend yourself and how to counter people, and then just go into real games and just find ways to land that one combo that you learned. And then over time you can learn more optimal combos. But that's why I like those sit and goes, because they're fast, and you just if you're they're pretty easy to win, at least at this level, or they're easy to cash in. You have a very high cash percentage, and it's very quick. It's like, oh, I just made $2 in like 30 minutes. That's awesome. This is No Limit Texas Hold'em, which, as far as I'm concerned, is easily the best type of poker there is. which may explain why it's the most popular. And it's really easy to learn as well. Got our game filling up here. Actually, I probably shouldn't show the game, huh? Because then someone could just join. That's pretty bad. Shouldn't do that. We'll see how that goes. Starting out with a good hand, guys. Of course there's a fucking king, huh? Someone has a king. Oh, an ace. Good God. I hate this game so much. They're gonna make me fold queens. I have to fold. That's rough. That hurts my soul. Did I catch what Boogie said? I did not see it. YouTube really wants me to watch that video because they keep suggesting it to me. But I never clicked on it because I'm like, I don't know if this is going to make me mad or not. I'll probably watch it eventually. Hardest way to make consistent money is table games, and sit and go is pretty hard, but tournaments of hundreds, thousands of people are easier. So maybe I should try more tournaments. Because, I mean, I've played in tournaments and I've cashed in tournaments before, and once you actually do cash, it's like totally worth it. But I just don't know if I would actually keep playing if I just kept like busting out over and over again. But maybe low stakes are actually easy. They do have sit and goes with like, you know, like 90 or 180 people. So maybe I'll try those. It will make you mad. Okay. I like Boogie a lot. I honestly think he's a good person, but he's just very frustrating a lot of the time. So early in these tournaments, I just play very passive. I don't play anything except good hands. Why did this... What happened to my fucking... My crop? Did I make it bigger? Oh, I gotta make it bigger, I see. Cullen Space Camacho, thank you for the comment. I was your first introduction to leftist YouTube. Awesome, appreciate it. Yeah, he's just very conflict averse. He just wants everybody to be happy. So it's folded to me. I have a decent hand in late position. I'm gonna raise. I honestly like normally wouldn't even play it, but seven top pair, but it's a 7. Just give me the money. All in. What are you doing to me right now? I don't think I can. He probably has a straight or like a flush draw. I'm not sure exactly what Boogie said this time, but there's a video where he's talking about Anita Sarkeesian on the H3 podcast, and YouTube really wants me to watch it. And Basic Butch thinks that it will make me mad, so maybe I shouldn't watch it. But I follow Boogie on Twitter, and he has been sort of having discussions with people on Twitter, and he seems like people have sort of convinced him to change his mind on certain things, or the way that he approaches certain things. So yeah, on Twitter, I saw what he put on Twitter. So I mean, if that's what the whole video is about, then I sort of get the gist. So I've got a low stack, guys. I played some bad pots earlier. We're good though. Like, he was tweeting about, like, I don't know, I guess the whole idea was, he was like, he doesn't want people to die, so he like, we should, like, instead of like yelling at people and trying to force immediate change, we should just work on it over time. And I guess that's what the boiling the frog means. But, you know, I guess people were saying, you know, like, some of us don't have the luxury of waiting, and it sort of spits in the face of the people who did die for these causes. Yeah, when I was doing research about my Sam Harris video, YouTube, my YouTube, I kind of just completely fucked up my YouTube algorithm. I started getting recommended a lot of Jordan Peterson, a lot of Ben Shapiro and stuff like that. But I think I've fixed it now, or just because I didn't click on any of it, I think YouTube got the picture. Although I did watch a little bit of some Jordan Peterson stuff recently. Every now and then I go back and check and just see what he's talking about, but I sort of decided to mostly not just get involved with that. All right, we might have our first elimination. Oh, we got 2 eliminations at once. That's what I like to see. My phone. He dated a feeder. Don't Google that. Okay, say so. But I don't know. I like Boogie. I can't not like the guy. He's a sweetheart. I think he's just old school. He's like from a different generation. I think he's just not used to this sort of activist generation that's going on right now. And I honestly sort of understand that, because I'm not as old as he is, but I'm older than most of the people that I interact with on the internet. And I definitely feel sort of a shift in the way people are. But the thing is, I don't think it's a bad thing overall. I think there's some elements to it that sometimes get out of hand, but I don't think it's a bad thing. And I don't think it's my place to, like, try to regulate people and tell them to calm down, you know? Yeah, I used to be like that too, Colin. I think with me, it was because of my Christian upbringing. So I still had those sort of Christian conservative ideas about certain things. I don't even know if I was socially liberal. I mean, I was you know, I was basically socially liberal, but I still had some pretty shitlord takes on things. Like I was the type of person that would say something like, I want gay people to have the same rights and everything, but just, you know, just keep it to yourself. That's the type of shit that I used to say. 5, 6, 7, 8. This is not enough money for me to call this. I had the straight draw, but I wasn't getting the correct odds. I didn't stand to make enough. Yeah, I mean, it's not offensive per se, but it's pretty obnoxious. And it's like, yeah, it's misguided. That's a good way to put it. All right, I have to start trying to double up here. I probably played the hands that I played badly because I was talking, but maybe not. Maybe I just had some bad flops. But these guys are going. See, this table's a lot more aggressive early than the last one. Oh, tough luck, my friend. I gotta keep up. Like with these turbo, the way the turbo games goes, they go really fast, and the blinds increase very fast. So you have to pay attention, or else you look up and you don't have any chips. Yeah, we're pretty screwed on the Supreme Court. I was one of the first YouTubers. A lot of people tell me that, and that's pretty cool, I guess. Because even my YouTube was a little bit shitlordy back in the day. But I think most people found me after I sort of started to get over that. Basically, our only hope is to get enough Democrats in Congress to just deny any like super stupid justice, but I don't think that's gonna happen either. Um, how does Christian upbringing make you fiscally conservative? Well, I mean, I think I wasn't specifically talking about fiscal, but I mean, it sort of gives you that sort of I don't know, like the sort of like it's weird the way that Christians are is in many ways like contrary to the way the Bible actually is. But like Christians are always about like your responsibility and your family and things like that. Just like typical conservative stuff. And I think that sort of translates into fiscal conservatism sometimes. Good God. This guy, yo, I might bust out. Yeah, to be honest, I think that was the main thing that separated me from the real anti-feminist and stuff. I mean, beyond the fact that I wasn't actually an anti-feminist, but even back in my sort of like more reactionary days, the thing that separated me was I wasn't being a dick about everything. Like I was actually trying to be rational and like civil, you know. So that sort of separated me from a lot of the other so-called reactionary channels. Am I about to bust out? Well, you can't win them all. Good game. I'm not sure if that's because I wasn't paying attention or if I just got unlucky. I have to look it over. All right, I need to put something. All right, I'll play one more and then we'll chill for a bit and then actually we'll just play. I'll just chill. That game was like really fast. Maybe I should play like a non-turbo. We'll just chill. Wow, wow. That's one of the reasons why I think I would be bad as like a game streamer, because it's like really hard to concentrate on a game and interact with chat at the same time. I think it was easier earlier because less people were talking, so I had less to talk to interact with. But I think I might do like these little impromptu streams every now and then. I got back into poker, and maybe like if I keep playing, I could actually make some money. Cause I think I'm decent. I'm not like terrible, but I can win. I can win consistently at the level that I'm playing at. I will eventually get to a level where I won't win. I'll just have to get better. But the thing about the Supreme Court, no, I don't think it was you messed me up. I think I just sort of got unlucky. Cause like the first hand I got was queens, a pair of queens, and like most of the time you win money when you get queens, but I just had like an awful flop. So like the flop had a king in it, and then the turn had an ace. So that means if they have one king or one ace, then they just automatically win. And the guy to my right was betting as if he had a king or an ace. So I had to fold. So I lost a lot of chips early on with that. There was another hand that I maybe should have folded instead of played. But, you know. That's the thing with poker. You don't win all the time. That's why a lot of people are not. It's hard for people to play poker because you literally can't win all the time. Some things you could win. Like if we play basketball and I'm just better at basketball than you, I'm going to win every time. But with poker, even if you're like 9,000% better than your opponent, you still lose sometime just because there's an element of luck to it. So that's just part of the game. But it's, you know, streaming I think is just a skill. It's like streaming and playing video games at the same time is just it's a skill set that you have to get better at. In my opinion, if you don't go with the knowledge, you lose most times and make up for it with one yin. You just get angry. Yeah. I guess that's why that was the reason why I stopped playing multi-table tournaments, I guess. Cuz it's like I never win. What's the point? But when you do win, which I've done a couple times, not I think I've only cashed in a big tournament like twice ever. But when you do cash, it's like fuck. I just made like $500. What the hell? But I think I'm gonna try more multi-table tournaments. I don't know if I maybe I'll stream it. That would make for a better stream because they're so long. But they sometimes they take like 9 hours, and I don't want to stream for 9 hours. But maybe I don't know. Some people stream for that long. But that I think that may be that's probably the best way to make a profit for sure. I don't know if it's the best way to build a bankroll, which is kind of what I'm doing. I guess I could just deposit the money, but I'm not at a point where it's reasonable for me to just put a bunch of money into poker. Like I could do it, but I don't know if that would be the wise thing to do. I mean, I think that people practice Christianity differently, so it's hard to really say something about, Christianity as a whole. But if you look at the Bible, I think there's a lot of fucked up stuff in the Bible, but I think the overall ethos of the Bible fits much more in line with progressivism than conservatism, for sure. Especially if we're talking about like the example of Jesus. Yeah, I should read more books. I read a lot of stuff online, and I have read a lot of stuff online. I used to be an active member of several poker forums, so I like learn the basics of poker pretty fast. But it's those little intricate things that will make me a better player that I need to learn, and that's the stuff that you learn from the pros. I was thinking about buying Daniel Negreanu's masterclass. There's so many of those little masterclass things that I want to buy. They seem really cool. I've never tried one. I probably should ask people for reviews first. Oh, I agree, Warp Scanner. I actually made a video called Jesus Wasn't That Cool, but I was scared to put it on my main channel, so I put it on the second channel. I think it's unlisted now. It may be still public. I'm not sure. But, Jesus was definitely more about taking care of the less fortunate, feeding the hungry, treating the sick. Um, he definitely devalued wealth and profit and stuff like that. So that doesn't really sound like the typical American conservative to me. But like I said, people practice Christianity differently. Like the church that I grew up in was one of the prosperity churches, which is a church that they basically believe that God wants everybody to be rich, which I don't think is actually supported by the Bible, but that's what they believe. Um, I think it's kind of a scam, or at least at the base level, it's a scam. Because it's sort of like this thing where it's like, hey, if you give us all your money and pay your tithes and help us build our church, God will repay you with tons of money. But I believe, and maybe I'm biased because this is my church and my community, but I believe that the people at my church were they honestly believed this. Like, I don't think they were intentionally trying to scam people. And I think it's that way for probably most churches. There are definitely some legit con artists out there, and sometimes you can tell, like, it's obvious. But I think probably most churches are honest about it. Or at least they get so deep in it that they're just drinking their own Kool-Aid. But you know. Poor people being morally flawed is like one of the basic tenets of America. It's one of the things that I dislike most about typical sort of mainstream American culture is like this disdain for poor people. This idea that if you're poor, it's 100% your fault. You weren't smart enough. You didn't work hard enough. And it's just like, uh, it's like not possible to be true. First of all, it's like objectively not true because, you know, people, the vast majority of poor people are poor because of the environment that they were born in, not because they like failed to work hard. But I don't know like how many poor people y'all know, but I've grew up poor and I know a lot of poor people. I'm still poor really. But I knew some like actual like legit poor people that had families to take care of and shit and worked like 19 jobs. I can tell you the idea that poor people don't work hard is ridiculous. It's like absolutely ridiculous. Cuz you kind of have to work hard if you're poor. Like you kind of have no choice but to work hard or else you like just die. You won't be able to eat food if you don't work hard. Especially if you got a family. So that's especially frustrating to me is when people say that. Yo, my hair's getting wild up here. I might have to trim this. But yeah. And it's even more frustrating when someone who managed to sort of bring themselves out of poverty and then they're like very like self-righteous about it. It's like, well, I worked hard and I made it out. And it's like, you know, why didn't the other like 40 million poor people, why didn't they think of that? Work hard. If only they were as smart as you. There's a great comic. There's like a comic strip. I forgot the name of it. But there's a comic strip showing like two people going through life, and one of them like starts off, you know, in a wealthy family, one of them starts off in a poor family, and it just shows them like simultaneously going through life, and they both work hard, and they both, not saying that one just was handed things, but one of them, because of their upbringing, they were afforded more responsibilities. They had nepotism, things like that, and they were able to make it further in life than the other person. And then at the end of the comic, they sort of meet each other, and the guy's like, "Well, if you would have worked hard, maybe you would be in my position." It's very, very interesting. You've probably seen it before. I think it sort of went viral. I'm trying to find it, but I don't even know what to search for. But yeah, this sort of disdain for the poor that we have here is like, it's really annoying. I hate it. Like, like uh, we see people. Like another thing people do is like, we'll see, like some dudes in the hood with like nice cars or like with rims on their car, or we'll see like a homeless person with a cell phone, and we're like, well, maybe if you spent that money, if you invested that money, or if you use that money more wisely, maybe you wouldn't be poor. And it's just like this idea, like poor people aren't even allowed to enjoy life. It's like you don't get to enjoy life when you're poor. You don't get to have nice things. You need to spend all your money reinvesting and on basic necessities. I recently read the shorter arguments in one's posts are more convincing. I guess the problem is most issues are hard to sum up in a very short argument. And especially if you're arguing with someone who is sort of being stubborn, they really sort of convolute the issue and start bringing up other things, and they just make the debate go in all different directions. Progressive religious people make for some of the most rigorous and reliable activists I know. Yeah. Well, I mean, anybody that I feel like a lot of people use religion as a scapegoat to justify their own biases and bigotry. But I don't know, anybody that has something that convinces them to be a good person, whether it's religion or anything else, it's like that's fine. I've read that I've read that atheists or like non-religious people are the most charitable out of all of groups, like compared to other religious groups. I'm not sure if that's true, but I feel like I read that. I'm pretty sure I've read that. I don't know. I've I think religion is bad. I think you guys know that. I've talked about it many times on the stream. But at the end of the day, I'm more worried about the practical effects of what people do in everyday life and how they treat each other. And for the most part, I think people are nice to each other. When I think of Rojava, what is that? Oh, the Syrian conflict? I definitely don't know enough about that to comment. It's always weird. I think people are so used to like, I don't know, like I feel like no one should have an opinion on that except like people who are there and people who like extensively researched it. If this like every now and then I get comments or questions that are like, you know, like how do you think that the Israeli Palestinian conflict should be resolved? It's like, I don't fucking know. How the fuck would I know the answer to that? Like, I feel like we take our opinions way too seriously, even when we have very uninformed opinions. Like, I have opinions on stuff, but I try not to talk about things that I don't know anything about or that I haven't really looked much into. Like, I can give sort of like my initial impressions on things, but I feel like that's not even worth much. But there are things that I've done a lot of research on. Usually those are the things that I end up making videos about. Semi-anarchist autonomous region in northern Syria. Yeah, I don't know anything about that. Electric Lomain, thank you for the 444. Yo, T1J, mini USB chargers are the worst, right? Well, I mean, I don't use them for anything. They used to be used in Android phones, but now all Android phones use micro USB. So, like, I made a post recently that was like, what are mini USB chargers used for anything? But apparently, like, yeah, PS3, PS4 controllers, those were like, that was like the main answer. But apparently they're used in some graphics tablets, and someone told me that they're used in some like MIDI controllers. Because I have a bunch of them. I'm not sure how I collected all these things, but I have a bunch of them. But I guess I'll keep them just in case I get a PS4 controller or something. I have a box of wires. I think a lot of people just have a bunch of random wires. But I just have a box of wires and cords and cables and stuff. I tried to narrow it down to stuff that I might actually use. But I don't know if I probably won't end up using most of this stuff. And some of the stuff I don't even know if it works. Like, I found a USB cord in there that doesn't even work. It's like, why is this here? They follow democratic confederalism, which is pretty much just libertarian socialism tweaked for the Middle East with a big emphasis on ecology and feminism. Also direct democracy. Sounds interesting. How's that working out, though? Like, this thing, this is like, I'm pretty sure this is a capture card. And I don't think it works. I bought this a long time ago. It was like cheap. This is one of those like Easy Cat. You may have heard of this. You can get these on Amazon for like $9 or something. And it's supposed to be like the easiest way to get a capture card going. But you have to have the attachment like this that you plug this up to. You can put this thing. I don't think even computers have this. Remember that? They used to have that, but computers don't even have that anymore. So it's like, why do I have this? I feel like I should just throw this out. Electrodomain donated 444. Of course, Electrodomain likes to dominate the bottom of the screen. I appreciate that. Let me see if you left a message. I feel like it's supposed to read the message, but it never does. I've been down this road. I need to like get you a t-shirt or something, Electric Lomain, because you're definitely like a super supporter. You probably already have all the t-shirts that you want. I feel like you you ordered one. I don't know. Okay, the message. Opinion on Elon Musk. Is he for the greater good or just another out of touch rich dude? I don't know. I don't think he's out of touch. But well, I mean, I don't. It's probably impossible to be that rich without being a little bit out of touch. But I mean, he clearly has some idea of what's going on in the world, and I think he's important to our culture, and I feel like he's significant and he should be taken seriously for the most part. But but he's like been trolling people on Twitter recently. I'm not exactly sure what's going on there. I honestly feel like he's trolling. I feel like he's fucking with people. But I do think that I don't know if I'm going to say he's good, but I think that he's important. I think he's significant. And I think we should pay attention to him and what he's doing. We'll see. We'll eventually see if it ends up being good. Well, I appreciate that. I'll let you know, man. Did you hear that MSNBC tried to explain democratic socialism because of like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez? I didn't see that. They tried to explain it to the audience? So is she a democratic socialist or is she a social democrat? Is she like Bernie Sanders where she calls herself a socialist? But she's actually a social democrat? It's working out pretty well for a revolution during wartime. Their people are fed and they built a university recently. Also interesting, they accept foreign volunteers. That's interesting. I'm gonna look more into that. I didn't even know that was going down over there. I'm pretty like unlearned about sort of foreign societies and foreign cultures and foreign politics, and I eventually want to get better about that. But I spent a lot of time researching just what's going on in America that I sort of miss out on looking up other stuff. But I should do it more because that matters too. And also, like, there's a good chance the chances that I leave America they just rise every day. So I should learn more about some other places. She's an actual socialist. Word. Well, good for her. We just need more progressives in Congress. That's the main thing I'm worried about. When I went on the podcast with Thomas Smith, we sort of had like a mini debate about the Democrats because I don't really identify with the Democrats. Like the Democrat, like I acknowledge that the Democrats have to win in order for us to make any movement forward. But I don't identify with the Democrats, and I don't call myself a Democrat because it's it's not a progressive party at all. It's like a fucking vaguely left of center party as according to American standards, and they don't really they don't really follow through. They don't do anything to the extent that I want them to do it. So it's like, why would I call myself one? But if we can get the Democratic Party to be represented by more progressives, then maybe we can fucking change it. And I sort of understand, like, at the local level, there's going to be a better chance of that. And at the presidential level, it's unlikely there's going to get some fucking, far left progressive. But still. I did not see the ridiculous InfoWars graphic about her. I saw something with Sean Hannity, I think, was talking about her policies, I think. Or was that someone else? My next video actually might be about America and how it's trash. No, that's kind of an exaggeration. But something like that. Did we talk about the Maxine Waters thing yet? We haven't. They came out and said she supports violence against white people. Well, damn. Democrats are as progressive as their corporate donors allow them to be. Yeah, basically. That's why we have all of these candidates now that are coming up that either take very few corporate donation or they take no corporate donations, and they're like successful. So that's a big deal when these like grassroots campaigns that are supported just by regular people and they can still be successful. That's huge. So hopefully we can get more of that going. Canada's looking real nice right now. They just made weed legal, recreational. I think the only two countries in the whole world where weed is just completely recreationally legal now are Canada and I think Uruguay. Every other country, it's either illegal or there's like weird like laws around it, or there's like limits, or only legal medically. But Canada leading the way. Yeah, I feel like it's hard to like. I hesitate to even call the Democratic Party a leftist party. Like, insofar as they are far to the left of the Republicans, yeah, for sure. Like, I hate when people say, the Democrats and the Republicans, they're all the same. They're not the same at all. Like, they're completely different in almost every way. But in terms of just overall, what I consider to be progressive politics, they're so like behind, and they're so passive, and they still like they want to lean towards the right on a lot of things. Like, I think the Democrats are way to the right to most leftists in America. I don't think that most leftists in America are really progressives, but I think that they're still left of the Democrats. And that's why the Democrats lose so much, is because they don't make any attempt to appeal to their constituents. Weed is legal in North Korea. Are you sure about that? Like, how do you know that? Have they talked about that? I always thought that the legal status of weed in North Korea was like unknown. Because I tried to look that up once, but I didn't find anything. To be fair, I didn't spend that much time. What is your ideal candidate's platform? I don't know. There's a lot of basic things, like fucking healthcare for all. You know, I was gonna say like non-interventionist, but that gets really tricky, and that's where my sort of ignorance in foreign matters comes in. But I'm like strongly anti-war, so I want people. I like the Democrats are like notoriously pro-war, and they're like warmongers, and that's just sort of an American thing. So I want not that, you know. I want focus on workers and consumers over businesses. Fuck businesses. I don't give a fuck about businesses. I don't give a fuck about small businesses. I mean, yeah, that's kind of an exaggeration, but we favor businesses so much more than we favor workers and consumers, and that's a problem. I'm willing to support someone who either, I like the sort of guaranteed jobs thing. I like vastly increased minimum wage. I also like the idea of basic income. I'm willing to support anyone that says anything remotely close to any of those three things. There's a lot of stuff, you know. Obviously, social issues. I need someone who's, you know, going to be cognizant of racial issues and prepared to sort of work with people of color, people who work with LGBT people, people who work with disabled people, all that. Like, that's another thing. The Democrats are vaguely socially liberal or socially fucking progressive, but they never go far enough. Like, has any has Hillary Clinton ever mentioned trans people, like, ever? You know, stuff like that. So stuff like that. Do you have a favorite party or candidate? I don't know. I really like Tulsi Gabbard. She's a senator from Hawaii. I mainly just think she's cute, though. No, I'm just kidding. She is cute, but she's she's like a real progressive politician. There's rumors that she may run for president, and I'm so down for that. I was a fan of Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders isn't perfect, but I would be happy to support him. Jill Stein, I voted for Jill Stein because basically, like, I agreed with almost all of her positions. She just seems like a pretty kooky person in general. Like, she just seems all over the place as a person, but all of her like positions on paper, I agreed with for the most part. Well, not all of them, but way more than any of the other candidates. I just feel like our whole structure of businesses and corporations just needs to be completely overhauled. It's just the way we do things are just completely wrong. Like, I don't need your business to grow and employ more workers. Like, I feel like that's not the what we need to do. Is we need to prevent businesses from finding all of these shitty reasons to not hire people. We need to put workers first. We need, like, the business. See, that statement is a business first mindset, and we just need to revolve the laws around the workers and the consumers first. It's like, who cares if you don't have enough money? I don't know. Obviously that doesn't make sense, but you know what I'm saying. It's like, you know what? How about you fucking your profits go down 1% and you hire more people? Because fuck your business. I don't care about your business. You know, how about you pay your CEO, you know, $5 million less, and then you pay your workers more? Like, that's the type of shit that I think needs to be done. And obviously it's going to be more complicated than that, but I think that I just think we need to move away from this business first mindset. Like, I don't begrudge businesses, but the problem is all of these businesses profit by exploiting workers and consumers, and that's not okay. If you find a way to profit and pay your CEO $50 million a year while not exploiting your workers and consumers, then that's awesome. But if you don't, then fuck you, you know? I don't give a fuck about your overhead or your fucking bottom line or your bonuses and shit. You got workers out here starving. I honestly need to do more research about nuclear energy, because there's a lot of like politicians that are really super on the nuclear energy train, and I'm honestly just kind of ignorant about how that works. Because, you know, just saying nuclear sounds scary to me, but maybe I'm overthinking it. Chad Atchison, thank you for the $5. Hola, everyone. Hope y'all doing well. I'm doing well. I hope everyone else is doing well. Thank you for the super chat. Oh, by the way, once I hit 100,000 subscribers, I'm gonna get a sponsor button. I think I become eligible for a sponsor button, so that's gonna be cool. Or, well, actually, they're changing the name of it to subscribe, or no, to membership. That's what it is. It's gonna be called membership. But you've probably seen sponsor buttons on people's channels. We should tax incentivize ethical businesses. Yeah, I mean, and here's the thing, like, I'm not an expert, so I'm down to hear good ideas. Like, if you know, if a politician or a candidate comes and they say, "Here's my idea," and it's not what I had in mind, but it sounds like, "Hey, it's worth a try," then I'm down. You know, I just think we need to change the way we think about things, and we need to put regular people first. You know, rich people already have enough money. They're good. They're going to be okay. These corporations are good. I feel like we put way too much emphasis on small business. Like, I appreciate small business, but if you have to build your small business on the back of regular people, then, you know, fuck your small business, you know? Appreciate it, Josh. But yeah, I mean, what I would like is just a very big, like, sort of an overhaul of the whole thing, which I understand will not happen overnight, if at all. You know, I'm planning to leave this country, so that tells you how optimistic I am about all these things changing. More people go into making tasty, healthy foods. Demand goes up for healthy foods, less healthcare costs. That's true too. Like, the healthcare thing, you know, we can attack that from a lot of different angles. Rather than just making it cheaper, we can make people healthier in general. And that gets into so many different things. Electrolove Main, thank you for $2. How about that power outage though? Electrolove Main refuses to have his name not on the screen. How about that power outage? Yeah, my power was out for about 12 hours. It started last night into the morning. It fucking sucked. My phone died and I couldn't charge it, so I was just like laying here in the dark. I was reading. I was reading for a little while, but then it got too dark. I tried to light some candles, but I don't have enough candles. But that reminded me, I need to buy a flashlight and I need to buy candles. But even, you know, if we had a Democrat, as shitty as the Democrats can be, if we had a Democrat Congress and a Democrat president, things would be way better right now. Just 100% better. They wouldn't be perfect, but they would be way, way better. For sure. Like 100% for sure. So as long as I'm here, I'm going to do my best to help some of these Democrats win. And even, you know, if there's a Republican that doesn't suck, then, you know, I'm happy to you know, let him in. But the Republican Party is just completely out of control right now. Like, it's actually scary how like destructive the Republican Party is right now. Like, I don't want to be like hyperbolic, but you know how like some people say like the NRA is a terrorist organization, and it's like that's kind of a hyperbole, but it's also kind of, you know, in a weird way true. And that's kind of how I feel about the Republican Party. Like, they just like give no shits about human beings. What did I read? I read I actually was reading this book. I have this book about how to improve your writing, and also read some Harry Potter. I actually have been reading Harry Potter. Like, those of you who've been following me for a while know that I used to do this video series where I basically reviewed the Harry Potter books, and I kind of stopped doing it, and I always said I'm going to do it. I'm going to bring it back, and I do plan on bringing it back. But I've read more of the book than I've made videos about. I'm on the 3rd book now. The plan was to read through all the books, but I sort of took a year off from this series. But I'll bring it back. I think everyone... Is it Prisoner of Azkaban? That I'm on Prisoner of Azkaban. I can't remember if that's the one that everyone likes, or if it's like the one before it. Do you think California is just split into 3 states and maybe secede from the U.S.? I don't know. What are the benefits of doing that? I don't understand why they would do that. Oh, it's just like gerrymandering, basically. Any thoughts on our Lord and Savior Ocasio-Cortez? Is that how you say that? Ocasio? It seems like it would be Ocasio because it seems like a vaguely Latin name. I don't know. I mean, I'm just happy that more progressives are in Congress. That's all I want. More progressives. Who's my favorite character in Harry Potter? So far, it's easily Hermione. She's the only person that I don't hate. I cannot stand Harry Potter so far. I don't know if he eventually becomes likable, but he's such a huge brat. I fucking hate that dude. and Hermione is like the only one that is intelligent and like reasonable. And every time Hermione is like, hey, well, maybe you should do this completely rational thing, Harry's like, shut up, Hermione. And I'm like, fuck off, Harry. But maybe later, because it kind of seems like he's starting to learn his lesson. So maybe later he becomes a little bit better. Yeah, well, see, I live in Alabama, and I live in Birmingham, Alabama, which is basically like the metro area where most people live. And if you separated the county I live in, Jefferson County, from the rest of the country and made it its own state, it would definitely be blue. Like Jefferson County always goes like 80% for the Democrat. But the problem is that's just one of fucking, I don't even know how many counties, but it's just one county. I hate Ron too. He's not as bad as Harry, but Ron's also annoying. Best installation so far? You mean of Harry Potter? Well, I've read 2 and like 3/4 of the books. I think I like the second one so far of the 3. The second one was sort of like a mystery novel, and I kind of like that. But I hated how the second one ended. The ending of the first book was pretty cool. The ending of the second book was dumb. I hated it. Am I still lifting? Yeah. I need to. Well, I still exercise. What I was doing was I was going over to my friend's house. He has like a whole setup with barbells and stuff. But he sort of got busy with school for a while, and we sort of slacked off. But I've been sort of at home using my little dumbbells. It's not as heavy weight, but we're planning to get back on it. I'm gonna start going back over there. But I have been working out. It just hasn't been as intense as I'm used to. J.K. Rowling is kind of a shithead, isn't she? I don't know. See, J.K. Rowling, she's one of those people that she just said the wrong thing on Twitter and now everyone hates her. At first, she was like a darling of the progressives online, but I think one day she said something like vaguely, I think it was like transphobic or something. What did she do? Homophobic? She said something weird on Twitter and now everyone's like, well, J.K. Rowling sucks. J.K. Rowling is canceled. But even though she used to be poor, I believe and I say this fully as a person who like intends to become rich one day, or who would like that. It's probably not possible to be that rich without being a little bit out of touch. It's just not possible to keep up with normal people when you have that much money. So you're just gonna say something stupid. It's not possible not to. If you're gonna broadcast yourself that much, you're gonna say something stupid out loud. Yeah, Quidditch is a really dumb game. That's another annoying thing about Harry Potter. Like the story. The game makes no sense. I haven't watched Queer Eye yet. Everyone says it's amazing and emotional and stuff, and I kind of want to watch it. When your wealth begins allowing you to avoid being a consumer and instead a marketing tool, being out of touch is inevitable. Yeah, that makes sense. You read that she made the rules of Quidditch to troll sports people. Well, she did that. That was a very good troll. That's a 10 out of 10 troll. Why wouldn't they just make everyone a seeker? It's probably against the rules for someone other than the seeker to catch the snitch. I'm not sure, but it probably is. I heard Queer Eye made a lot of mistakes when it comes to trans men. Yeah, I haven't seen it. Mainstream culture, we're still not completely all the way there when it comes to gay people, but we basically get gay people now in mainstream culture, and we kind of know how to be sensitive to them, but we definitely have not figured out trans people yet. We definitely are still working on that as a society. And that's just part of the process. Not saying that it's okay to mistreat trans people, but that's sort of what happens. Trans people get treated terribly though, like disproportionately bad. But I don't know. My thing is, I'm not trying to like ruin my life. Like when I watch media, sometimes I expect it. Like I just expect everything to be like problematic. Like I'm not trying to ruin my life by over criticizing everything that's like earnest and like has good intentions. Like I'm not trying to go into every piece of media and I'm like, oh well, they used the wrong word right there, so can't support the show anymore. Like I try not to do that because otherwise I'm just gonna ruin everything that I ever consume ever. So I just feel like that's not a way to be. Now obviously we can still like criticize things. Like, one of Dave Chappelle's most recent specials, like some of those jokes were pretty cringe, but some of them were funny. So we can still criticize the things that we enjoy. Like Miss Sarkeesian said. Sam Harris videos did do very well. I'm very happy about that. Brought a lot of subscribers with it too. It's about time to make a new video. I apologize, it's been too long. I'm working on it though. Yeah, I think it's comforting to know that nothing is perfect. But that makes you appreciate like really good things even more. Like if you find something that's just like, that's like actually just everything works out perfectly, you appreciate it so much more because it's like, man, this person really took the time to make this great. You're here from the Sam Harris video? Appreciate it. Hey, Andy. Yeah, that's my biggest video in a while. It's been a long time since I've had a video sort of blow up like that, so it's kind of cool. I sort of expected it to do well, but I didn't expect it to, hit 150,000 views. Or that's pretty crazy. Because I assumed that someone was gonna put it on the Sam Harris subreddit, because that's just what people do. Because people want to start drama. And it's still getting views too. Like it's gotten like 10,000 views in the last like 5 days. It's not quite up there with the symbol video. The symbol video has almost 1 million views. That I don't know. That video just blew the fuck up. It's pretty crazy. It's one of those videos that I think it's like the most, like, I don't know. At the time, it was like the only like legit video that was done on that topic, and it's something that a lot of people are curious about. So whenever anyone mentioned it, it would always get shared. Like if someone brought it up on Reddit, someone would be like, "Hey, you should check this video out." Do I still make money from that video? I mean, not really, because no one really watches it anymore. But if someone watched it, I would still make money from it. A lot of those old videos don't really get that many views anymore. The only old videos that still get views are the culture appropriation video still gets watched a lot. And the Morgan Freeman racism video still gets watched a lot. For some reason, people keep watching the why white people can't say the N-word video, which probably none of you have seen because it's like fucking 10 years old. And it's a terrible video. Like it was made before I even understood how to make YouTube videos. But just because it was an interesting topic and it was a topic that a lot of white people didn't like, it continues to get views. And I get comments on it like every day talking about why can't I say it? It's a double standard. I kind of want to redo the video because it's such a bad video. But I probably won't because I already made it. Yeah, well, I mean, you don't have to. You don't even have to enjoy something to really, appreciate what's going on with it. A very good example of that is the original Birth of a Nation, which is sort of a legendary film. It's like a super racist fucking propaganda film, but it's also like, a pioneer of in the world of filmmaking. Like it pioneered a lot of techniques and stuff. And it's, if you take like film classes and stuff, you might have to study that film because it was so sort of before its time. But also it's super racist. like comically racist. I don't know. I feel like a person within a group sort of has the right to decide what they're going to do with a word. I'm all about, I'm 100% in terms of, I'm 100% the type of person that supports the idea a fluid language and language being complex and non-rigid. So I don't like these ideas about, I think it's all based on the context. Whether or not a word is appropriate is completely based on the context. I don't think there's any word that's inherently inappropriate, but there are some contexts where words are inappropriate, and those contexts can change over time. They have already made a trans dude into an object, usual theme of transformation. I don't know, I have to see it, I guess. I don't get white people that care. Yeah, that's an interesting thing. It's like, why do you care? Why do you care to use the word so much? I think white people just don't like being told they can't do stuff. Or they're not used to being told they can't do stuff. What do you say to a white person who doesn't want to identify as white? Like they aren't mixed race, fully European, they just don't want to call themselves white. I mean, I don't know if you need to say anything to them, but the way that I talk about race is I don't think how you feel has anything to do with your race. You can have a cultural identity, like, I know lots of white people that identify with black culture, and I think that's fine. But your race, it has nothing to do with what you feel. Your race is all about how society treats you. So if society treats you like a white person, then you're a white person. That's just how it goes. Now, obviously, we colloquially will look at someone and say, "Oh, that's a black person," because there's this very vague idea of what a black person looks like. But it's not like a strict definition, because it's not really based. There's really no objective definition. It's completely based on perception. So like if you're a white person and your name happens to be like Latasha, people are going to see you out in the street and they're going to see, oh, that's a white woman. But say you fill out a job application and send it in, they see fucking Latasha Brown. In that moment, you're a black woman, because that's how they perceive you. And you receive all of the disadvantages, and if there are advantages, the advantages of being a black woman in that moment. I think it's all about perception. Because like a long time ago, Irish people were not considered white. They weren't considered the same race as the rest of the white people. They are now, because context has changed. The way people look hasn't changed, but the context has changed. Most of my friends who watch Queer Eye have had mostly positive things to say about it. So I'm going to assume that it's probably pretty good. And, there may be some cringy parts, but it's hard to avoid that. And I actually made I made a couple of videos about that. That's like the primary thing that separates race from gender. Because I think that both race and gender are essentially social constructs. However, gender is defined by how you feel, whereas race is not. And I think that's like the main difference. And that's why transracial doesn't make sense, but transgender does. Well, yeah, obviously race and culture are different. Like if you see a white person, or a person that if that we perceive as white, but that person grew up in a black neighborhood in the hood, they're probably going to identify with black culture, and they're probably going to act and dress and participate in the same type of things as those black people. But that doesn't mean they're black, because they're going to get treated like a white person as they go through life. So there's definitely a difference between race and culture, you know? And that's why I don't like, a lot of times people make fun of white people who like act black, and that always makes me uncomfortable. Like sometimes people are just sort of like adopting this fucking culture that they don't know anything about, but a lot of times it's like actually white people who grew up around black people in the hood, and that's just the culture that they grew up in, and that's how they act, that's how they talk, that's how they dress. And because I've grown up with some of these people, like I know how that is. What do you think about the Boston Celtics logo? Probably tame, but potentially a weird stereotype. Well, is it supposed to be an Irish dude? No, what is the Boston Celtics logo? I'm thinking of the Notre Dame. Yeah, what is that? What is that even supposed to be? Is that is this supposed to be a leprechaun? Or is it just supposed to be a dude? The Redskins thing is interesting because from looking on the outside looking in, that just seems super offensive, just calling people Redskins. But when I've looked into it, there are some Native Americans that don't care, that don't mind. In fact, there are a lot of Native Americans that don't mind. And my 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 stance across the board is I refuse to victimize people who do not consider themselves victims, and I refuse to get offended on behalf of other people that aren't offended themselves. So I'm iffy about that, and I think that's probably a conversation that the Native American community needs to have, and I probably don't have need to put much input on that. Yeah, I feel like it's a leprechaun, but maybe a leprechaun in general is sort of an Irish stereotype. So I don't know. Yeah, it probably is one of those things where there's just bigger problems. Well, I've already reached 2 hours. I'm gonna stream for about 20, 30 more minutes, guys. I'm getting hungry again. I had my Taco Bell earlier, but I'm hungry. I'm hungry again. Yeah, maybe you got to pick your battles, especially if you're white. you know, like this sort of placing victimization on other people, that sort of thing. That another example of that is with like sex work and strippers and stuff, because a lot of people, they sort of like pity strippers because it's like, man, you should be doing something more respectable with your life. But it's like, if they don't consider themselves victims, then you shouldn't place victimization on them. And I've had many friends who are strippers, and most of them are very happy with their profession. Like, they have no shame about it. Maybe some people do it because they can't find another job, but in my experience, many, if not most of them, are fine. Like, they're very happy with what they do. So I always try to like either consult or just try to figure out what that group and that community thinks about something. Like, I can have a sort of initial reaction to something, and things might hit my ear wrong, but I'm not the arbiter of what is and isn't offensive to someone else. Like, there are some things that just don't sound weird to me. Like like the word queer. I don't ever use the word queer because it doesn't sound, I don't feel like it doesn't sound right coming out of my mouth. I don't like it. But obviously it's a word that the LGBT community has embraced. So, that's awesome. When I was a kid, queer was a bad thing to call someone. Um but it doesn't like sit, it doesn't hit my ear correctly, so my solution was just, I'll just use something else. There are a lot of other words I could use. I definitely decriminalization uh of prostitution. Well, I think prostitution should be legal. I don't think it should be decriminalized. It should be just fucking legal. Legally protected and regulated. It should be the same as any other fucking interaction. There's a great TED talk from a sex worker on why decriminalization, not regulation or legalization, is the way. Well, there you go. I need to see that. But see, there you go. Like, when you listen to people that are actually in the profession and get their perspectives, you can learn a lot. Some still view queer as a slur. Uh, yeah, I guess so. I haven't interacted with many of those people. Seems to be mostly accepted in my experience, but I'm sure that's a thing. A T1J stream, indeed. I try to stream every week, but I don't always accomplish it. I don't know if I'm gonna stream this Sunday because I'm going out of town. I'm actually going to a lake house with some buddies, and we're gonna get drunk and party at the lake. So I probably won't stream Sunday or Monday. So this will be a weekly stream. Yeah, context definitely matters. Like if you use any word in the wrong context, it could be offensive. Like if you go up to a gay person and are like, dude, why are you so gay? Like that's kind of rude, even though the word gay is not a slur in most cases. But definitely the context in which you said it, you're like trying to be derogatory. But the stream will be ending soon, probably about 15 minutes. So you got here a little late. I was playing a little poker earlier. I won my first one, but I busted out of the second one. I'll probably do like these little impromptu poker streams or maybe other type of stuff. Like I'll play like chess or maybe some video game or something, as well as my regular weekly stream. Well, anytime a type of business isn't regulated at all, it usually leads to bad things happening. I think we should have learned that by now. Tell that to these conservative libertarians. Electro Lomain donated $5. Thank you very much for the tip. Did you leave me a message? Get you some Jimmy Johns or something, my G. Holler at your boy when you see him in the streets. I appreciate that. I might get me some Jimmy Johns. That sounds good, actually. It's actually sunny outside, guys. It rained last night, and which is what knocked my power out. But it's nice and sunny today, which is rare for Alabama. If you have been to the stream before, I usually talk about the weather, and it's usually wet outside. I don't think we have Penn Station. I've heard of it though. Let me see if we have one. Oh, we do have one. What the fuck? Where is it? Oh no, that's something different. Let me look at the locations. Yeah, we don't have one. Unfortunately. All right, Joanna, thank you for coming to the stream. Next stream will probably be not this Sunday, but next Sunday, because I'm going out of town next Sunday, or this Sunday. If I don't go out of town, I'll stream if something happens, if something comes up. But so next Sunday, which will be the 8th. Yeah. I used to be a libertarian back in college until I learned that my views weren't realistic. Well, that's fine. You're in college. I voted for George W. Bush when I was in college, so, you know, we all make mistakes. I'm fine with making it completely legal. I just want to be sure that everyone are protected by regulations. Yeah, I mean, however we accomplish that is fine. I can't hate on people's grammar because I'm super bad at typing and I make so many mistakes. This is why Twitter is like my nightmare, because you can't edit tweets. So I would say roughly 75% of my tweets contain a typo or grammatical error. Well, it looks like the chat's winding down, so we'll go ahead and get ready to go in about 5 minutes. I'll see you. Hey, Andy. Thanks for everybody who came to the stream today. Follow me on Twitter if you have a Twitter. That is the main place where you can hear me or where you can see me talking. I'm on Twitter pretty frequently. Twitter.com/theonejanitor. Thank you for the super chats and donations today. If you would like to support me long time, if you like these live streams and want to help make them more sustainable and improve the quality, consider becoming a patron on Patreon. Or if you like my regular videos, which I release every now and then, there should be a new one coming relatively soon. Again, I apologize. It's been a long time since the last video. But this last video has been doing very well and consistently getting views. So I kind of didn't want to step on its toes, you know what I'm saying? But also I was like sort of having trouble deciding what idea I wanted to do, but I think I figured it out. But yeah, consider supporting me on Patreon. Patreon.com/theonejanitor. Even $1 a month goes a long way. I guess that's about it. It was a nice natural winding down of the chat there. It's always nice when that happens. Watch someone jump in at the last minute. It's like, hey, I'm here. Like I said, next stream would normally be Sunday because that's when I normally stream. But like I said, I'm out of town, so it'll be the next Sunday. If you don't know, I stream every week, or at least I try to stream every week. It's just a sort of a way to hang out with you guys, because my videos are usually pretty like impersonal and like fucking formal. So this is the more laid back, get to know me type stuff, and I really enjoy doing these. So I said I'm gonna do it every week, and also like it was sort of a promise to my patrons that if I met a certain goal, I would live stream every week, and I met the goal, and so here I am. But people seem to like the streams. My streams aren't like super popular. I usually have like 30-40 people, but that's fine. That's enough people to have a nice conversation. But yeah, I guess that's it. I will see you guys in a couple weeks. Okay, bye.